Greatness has two primary definitions in common speech. Number 1, the quality or state of being important, notable, or distinguished. And for number 2, Wilson the Green, after that sick Dead Estate speedrun he did. Holy shit, that was sick. This is a video about that speedrun. For those unaware, Dead Estate's an isometric roguelike shooter kind of game. You get items and weapons, fight bosses to get to new floors, where you do it again until you win. The specific speedrun category Wilson the Green went for was unlock all characters. There's approximately 10 characters in Dead Estate. Jeff, Jules, Cordelia, Fuji, Boss, Lewis, Mumba, Lydia, Digby, and Axel. Jeff and Jules are unlocked by default, so there's nothing to do there. Cordelia gets unlocked by beating the game with Jules and Jeff. Fuji gets unlocked by getting more than 10 health on one character. Lydia's unlocked by beating the game with an extra $1,000 in your inventory. Lewis gets unlocked when you complete a looped run. We'll get into what that is later. Digby is unlocked by buying all the maps on every floor. Mumba and Boss are unlocked by finding Mumba's test tube in the lab floor and Boss's wanted poster in one of the secret elevator rooms, respectively. And Axel is complicated. We'll get to him later. From that description, it's pretty clear that you can't actually unlock every character in a single run. So, Wilson made a plan to do several runs, which looked like this. Featured Jeff going first, unlocking Digby and Fuji, then Jules unlocking Lydia and Lewis. Then the third run is with Cordelia to get Axel. Mumba and Boss are kinda random, and there's not really a surefire way to know when you can unlock them. So he kinda just planned to grab them whenever he could find them. Now, this route is wrong.
Wrong.
And I don't mean like it's unoptimal. I mean like it doesn't work. Wilson didn't know this until after the first attempt. This doesn't even matter because the first attempt went so poorly for him because he fucked up with the maps and didn't get Digby with Jeff, so then he tried to unlock Digby, Lewis, and Lydia as Jules, which was a lot of plates to spin. So he died a lot, then went back to the drawing board. That's when something amazing had happened. I got an advertisement on this video. Well, it's not really an ad, it's actually a thing I made, but fuck it, whatever. Hey, do you like pornography? Statistically, I bet you do, because Erotic Justice is coming to Steam. You ever play Phoenix Wright and think, damn, I want to tap that, and that, or that? Well, Erotic Justice is kinda like that. We got 3 cases, 80 sex scenes, 9 are animated, 71 are CGs. By the way, that doesn't count variants either. This ain't one of those single CG VNs. I'm bringing the sauce here. So go out and wishlist it if this sounds good to you. It's because Steam really likes it when you do that, and so do I. Anyway, back to the run thing. So the second plan looked like this. 4 total runs instead of 3. Run number 1 is the same as before, hopefully without forgetting to buy the maps and fucking up. Jules now is only grabbing Lydia, with Lewis moved to Cordelia's run, and now the 4th run is with Lydia. That's because Axel can't be unlocked until after you beat the game with Cordelia at least once. That's actually the part where Wilson fucked up. He thought that as long as you had Cordelia you could do it, but that's not the case. This is because you need a silver key to open his safety hatch in order to unlock him. But in order to get the key, you need to get the pieces from the secondary floors, which you can't get to until you beat the game with Cordelia first, since that's what unlocks those floors. Ergo, you need a Jeff run and a Jules run to get Cordelia, and then a Cordelia run to unlock the ability to get Axel. And then the 4th run is actually where you can unlock him. the character in the 4th run doesn't actually matter. Wilson just kind of picked Lydia because she's kind of broken on longer runs, which the 4th run definitely would be, since he'd have to do all 8 regular floors and then loop afterwards, since Axel's room is only located on the 2nd floor. Oh, I forgot to mention that looped runs are... It's what happens when you get to the very top of the game, on the roof, and then you jump off the roof back to floor 1. Anyway, the second correct run went like this. In the Jeff run, you can pretty much guarantee a Fuji unlock, since there's always a doctor's office present on the ground floor. And with 2 health upgrades on Jeff, you pretty much just get her immediately, so pretty foolproof there. Also, this time Wilson didn't fuck up and forget the maps, so Digby's pretty much a shoo-in. And he even managed to save $1,000 to get Lydia as well. Jeff's a pretty beginner-friendly character, albeit slow, but he's kind of easy to just, get through the game with, so yeah, he was kind of just able to do it no problem. Unfortunately, unlocking Lydia ahead of time doesn't save that much time, since there still needs to be a Jules run to unlock Cordelia, and yeah, it doesn't really change how many runs are needed. Speaking of which, he did consider moving the Lewis unlock to the Jules run, but ultimately decided against this, since he's concerned that he'd crack under the pressure of a Jules loop run, since that happened a lot the last time, so yeah. Not to say that Jules is a bad character, it's just she kind of has low health by default and doesn't have as much health gain as other characters, so if she's in a bad position, it can spiral out of control really fast. So instead, he opted to keep Lewis with Cordelia, who's comparatively easier to cheese with in trickier fights, though Jules does have greater potential since her base speed is faster than Cordelia. Also, Jeff was not a consideration to get Lewis with because he is incredibly slow, and doing a loop run with him is far from optimal. Anyway, back to the Jules run. Since Lydia is got and Lewis ain't the priority this run, the goal was basically to complete the run to grab Cordelia and try to find Mumba and Boss if possible. The only real strategy that you can do for Mumba is to just kind of look around every possible room in the lab and hope he's there, and just try to grab an elevator if you see one to get Boss. There are technically some items you can find to guarantee an elevator, like toilet paper guarantees a bathroom, but toilet paper is random too, so it's a dice roll no matter what you do. Anyway, Jules' run was successful. He did find Mumba too, but no Boss. Only 3 characters remain with 2 runs to get them. Cordelia's up next. Almost immediately, he finds the wet wipes in a challenge room. Normally, he skips challenge rooms unless they have something good, but wet wipes definitely count since they remove the negative effects of toilet paper. And if he did find toilet paper, he would want to get it to guarantee Boss. Also, I have no confirmation on this, but at the time, he thought having the wet wipes would raise the drop rate of toilet paper. And he did actually get a toilet paper drop after getting the wet wipes, so maybe he's a genius, or he got really lucky. I don't know. Either way, after he got the funky syringe from the bathroom, there's not much to say. Cordelia's base weapon combined with, the busted funky syringe, it liquefies everything. Runs complete, no issues. Only Axel's left, so it's Lydia's time to shine. As stated before, she's way stronger on longer runs than short runs, because her passive is that every time she collects a certain amount of cash, she gets a free bonus item. This doesn't spend the money, by the way. She keeps it, it's just like a bonus. It's just free. So she gets way more opportunities to get broken items, and just kind of snowball the longer she goes. Which is pretty much what happened, since by the end he's carrying all this. Strategizing in the Axel unlock one is a bit of a weird one. You can take as many elevators as you want to skip main floor bosses, but you have to do all the second floor bosses to get key parts. So a lot of speedrun tricks don't really work here. Like the basement, you can only really use in one useful scenario. So the game plan was mostly to just play well and try to take as many small shortcuts as possible. One good item in particular is the vault, which makes bank elevators spawn on every floor, allowing for skips for all main floor bosses, and extra golden base money. Anyway, pumpkin down, floaty hands, face guy down, Ultros down. He gets the key, hops off the balcony, gets lucky and finds a basement elevator to do the only, useful skip with it in this kind of run, to go from floor 1 to floor 2. And finally, he finds the latch and hits the world record. 2 hours, 12 minutes, 20 seconds. To get all 10 characters in dead estate. Finally, Wilson has the world record he had pined for, in a category nobody else had ever attempted.